All right, so I just got done watching the Nintendo Direct, the hour-long Direct, which had the Mario 40th anniversary stuff in it. So let's take a look at it. Let's see. So first off, they led off with the introduction of the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which I was not expecting. Like, everyone expected this to be Super Mario World. That's what everyone. I think that's what that was like trademarked first or something. I don't know. Maybe that was a swerve. But anyway, so yeah, Mario Galaxy is the movie. They're going right to Galaxy, which seems really weird. We don't know much about it. We know the cast is returning, but we don't know any new characters. Like, obviously, there's going to be Rosalina if they're doing Mario Galaxy. They teased Yoshi at the end, and Yoshi was in Mario Galaxy too, so there's that. I wonder if there's going to be so much going on in this movie, you know? It just seems like a lot, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Speaking of Mario Galaxy, we got the Mario Galaxy Collection, Galaxy 1 and 2. I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of that, though, because while it's great to get Mario Galaxy 2, that should have been part of the Mario 3D Collection. But speaking of 3D Collection, if you already have it like me, well, this is kind of halfway pointless because we already have Mario Galaxy. I'm not going to pay full price for one game, which would be Mario Galaxy 2. You know? So, yeah, I think they could have handled that a bit better. You know, it's like they should have had like an upgrade for anyone who had the Mario 3D All-Star Collection. Just say, hey, here's Mario Galaxy 2. Sorry about that. Even made it, you know, maybe like a little bit of an upgrade, like $10 or whatever. That's fine. But no, it's just Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, which, like I said, you know, kind of pointless for me because I don't personally want to pay full price for Mario Galaxy 2 only because I already have Mario Galaxy, but whatever. And then they had Mario Tennis Fever. Now, I'm a big fan of the Mario Tennis games and the Mario Golf games, but the last two ones on Switch were very disappointing. So I don't know if I can really be hyped for this. I just gotta hope that it's better than the last one, but they've really been slacking. You know, all the Mario Sports games. The Mario Strikers games was not great, too. Switch Sports wasn't that great, either. Like, I've already talked about this is my most disappointing Switch games. That all of the sports games were really underbaked and just not worth the price. So I want to be excited for Mario Tennis Fever, but they have a lot of proving to do. I didn't really get excited for what I saw. Okay, moving on. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is getting a Switch 2 edition, which we all saw coming, but also getting DLC. A lot of it seemed multiplayer, which I don't care about, but it looks like there's going to be some single-player stuff, so, you know, that's something. We'll have to see. Gonna take a drink here, hold on. Let's take a little sip of my morning yappuccino. It's what I do, I yap. Anyway. So yeah, Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition, you know, nice. Then they have a talking flower, like, toy, or whatever. I don't know what I would call it. It's a product. You know, it talks. It's funny that these talking flowers are starting to take on a life of their own. There's also one that's the commentator in Mario Tennis Fever, so it's like, yeah, these things are pretty funny. Let's see. Then the last announcement for Mario's 40th anniversary was a Yoshi game, funny enough. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Now, I haven't played a Yoshi-centered game since Yoshi Story on N64. I didn't play Woolly World or Crafted World because they just seemed way too simple to me, which is fine. Like I said, it's fine to be simple, but then we get into the Princess Peach Showtime problem where it's not the problem that it's simple, it's that it's not very engaging. That's always been my problem. It's not that it's simple that's the problem, it's that it's just not engaging. I did play the demo for Crafted World, and it just didn't do anything for me. I was like, eh. That's the problem. When you have a platformer in your Nintendo, and you already have Mario, all other platformers just pale in comparison, even if they're starring Mario characters. Like, yeah, Yoshi's Island on Super Nintendo was great, because, well, it was just a really, really great platformer. Yoshi Story was fine. Wasn't as good as, you know, like Mario 64 or whatever, but it was, you know, fun little side-scroller. But now that we got things like Mario Wonder and Odyssey and even stuff like Donkey Kong Bonanza, it's like other platformers, it's like, you really got to step up your game. So I'm not really interested in Yoshi the Mysterious Book. So, yeah. But that was the Mario 40th anniversary things. You know, it's all right, you know. The most exciting thing for me, personally, is the movie, because I want to learn more about that. Like I said, I want to be excited for tennis, but we'll have to wait and see. All right. Then they gave us an update on Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. It's coming out next spring. I did play the original Tomodachi Life a little bit, but not much because I didn't find it very engaging. I just thought Animal Crossing was better, so I didn't really play it. So I don't know. We'll have to see if this one looks like there's going to be a lot more to do and a lot more engaging. So we'll have to wait and see. Then we got a Kirby Air Riders second Direct announcement. Now that's interesting. Now I said when I talked about the first Direct, I did say that like there has to be more. Like this doesn't seem like a $70 game. You know, they have to be hiding back stuff. There's just not enough game modes or anything like that. So clearly there is going to be more. So that's cool. Look forward to that. And then they announce Virtual Boy for Nintendo Switch Online. Why? Why? The Virtual Boy was a huge flop and nobody liked it, and you gotta buy a separate accessory to make it work? Like, why? Who's gonna buy that? Like, no. Like, even if I wanted to, I couldn't, because I remember playing the Virtual Boy. My local Blockbuster, remember those, had a Virtual Boy display, and I played it. They had Mario Tennis on there, and I could not play that thing. It hurt my eyes way too much and gave me motion sickness. Even modern day virtual like reality stuff, I can't play because it does my head in. Like, I get sick. So I can't play virtual reality stuff anyway. But the fact that you would have to buy a separate accessory, it's like, ugh. Anyway. And then a big surprise, Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC. I did not expect that. I didn't think that this would get DLC, let alone DLC so quickly. And it's available today? Like, geez, I didn't. That was a big surprise. But it looks really fun. So I'm going to have fun with that. And then Pokemon Pokopia. That's something I never expected. It looks like it's basically Animal Crossing Pokemon. So that's nice. I love Pokemon. I love Animal Crossing. I'll check that out. It looks fun. It's got some big shoes to fill following Animal Crossing New Horizons. You know, and when it comes to Pokemon spinoffs, they're very hit or miss. So we'll have to see. I hope it's good, but it's got some big shoes to fill. Speaking of Pokemon, then we got some new things for Legends ZA. We got new Megas, the XY starters. They look pretty cool. Didn't really get a lot of information about them, but we got to see what they look like, and they look pretty cool, and pretty much look exactly how we thought based on the leaks. I really hate that all the Megas were leaked. But anyway, that's just how it goes. So yeah, new Megas, that's really cool. And then Legends DLC. The game's not even out, and they're already announcing paid DLC. That's bold. Like, they've got to be pretty confident in this, considering that this is a whole new battle format that's not proven yet, and they don't know what the fandom's going to think about it. That's pretty bold, releasing DLC before the game's even announced. Or I said announcing DLC, not releasing it, obviously, but, you know, when is that going to come out? I don't know. And then they have Mega Raichu X and Y, which, I gotta admit, they look pretty stupid. But, you know, Megas are always hit or miss in terms of their design. Especially when you have to do two of them, you know. I'm surprised they didn't do Pikachu X and Y. But hey, Raichu getting some love. Although it already did get a Alolan form, so it was getting love. I don't know. Like I said, they look pretty stupid. But we'll see what the DLC has in store. It looks like Hoopa has something to do with it too. It's a whole other like dimension. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And the Metroid Prime 4. We finally got a release date, December. That's a holiday game right there. So many things coming out this holiday. And I love how they opened it with like this like motorbike thing. I actually thought for a split second this was a new F-Zero game and Samus was going to be like a special guest character or something. But no. But it's just a cool thing you get to do in Metroid Prime 4. You get to ride a little motorcycle and stuff. And that's basically it. That's all I cared about, at least. Oh yeah, the one more thing was some Fire Emblem game. I don't care about Fire Emblem. Overall, I say this Direct was okay. The thing I was most interested in, ironically, was DLC. DLC for Donkey Kong and Legends ZA, which isn't even out yet, but you know they have me intrigued. I'm intrigued about the Mario Galaxy movie too. Everything else is more of a I have to wait and see. Like I said, I'm not confident in Mario Tennis. I don't know about this Pokemon Animal Crossing game because you know their spinoffs are kind of hit or miss. Tamagotchi Life, maybe. I'm looking forward to that Kirby Air Riders. The second Direct. It's still got to convince me to buy the game. Like I said in my first video about it, I'm not convinced yet to buy it. So we'll have to see what this second Direct does. Not interested in Yoshi. Virtual Boy is weird. I'm not getting that. I'm not buying that accessory or whatever. Legends EA news was cool. Overall, yeah, the 40th anniversary stuff was cool. It was all right. It was an okay Direct. It was okay. Not mind blowing at all, but it was all right. What do you guys think about it though? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.